Holy crap, I just hit the start streaming button. Oops. I saw Andy was stopped streaming, so I have nothing important to do. I just have to stream. I have to tin ports, so nothing fun. Just figured I'd hop on and say hello. Where's my? Oh, I have mine. Okay, cool. What's up, Mr. JFix? How's everybody doing? Boop, boop. I don't know if you see me or not, but literally pre-streaming my ports today and talk about life. I heard Andy whining, so I figured I'd jump on. I don't understand why he just doesn't do his own electric work. I mean, but I am from a group of older people that do their own work. Like, I don't know anybody around here, especially, that doesn't do at least something. Seems like people, I don't know, maybe it's a geographic thing, but it seems like in the U.S., people just do their own work a lot. Well, at least I do, and I know a lot of people that do. So, no, it's not a rant. It's just, I guess it might be. But it's like I think a certain age group people know how to do stuff. Then, construction-wise, like they just, electric's not a big deal. I mean, I guess it's 220. It's 220 over there. It's just got a little more. It's just got a little more juice, right? But it's the same basic concept. You have a hot. Well, actually, in the UK, I guess it would be two hots and a ground. So instead of, well, I mean, you can do your own stuff, right? You just have to get it inspected. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. What do you think? Is that a good-looking tip? It's not bad, right? You say you can't. Is it like the law that you physically can't? You can't get away with doing your own work. You can't do like a plug, or in Andy's case, it would just be running a wire out there underground. It's got to be cheap. It's got to be. Is that my phone? Somebody sent me a list. Good afternoon, guys. Have you updated CRFTS? I didn't know that was for me. Hold on a second. I might have to actually work here. Give me 1 second. I just want to figure out if I have some work to do besides this. I don't see my name on anything, so I assume not. Let's see. Boy, I hope not, because I've been sitting around doing nothing all freaking day. So anyway, yeah. So I mean, you run a wire out to the shed, right? I would assume you'd run like a 30 amp wire or just whatever the biggest wire you could run. I guess the final connection would have to be done by an electrician, but you could certainly do the bulk of work, right? And then have it signed off by an electrician. At least that's how it is around here, where you could just run the cable, you could do the underground stuff. You know, tell me how it is. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think you think it's Russ. You think it's like an American thing versus it's just what you could do versus what you can't do. Because obviously you work on generators, so you know you're very familiar with 220. You're very familiar with high voltage. I mean, I've done everything. I've done. As a matter of fact, this whole room that I'm sitting in was wired by me. It's off of a sub panel that was also wired by me. It's off, and then I have an addition that was wired by me, and it was all, it was all signed off on when they came and inspected when they came to inspect the actual addition that was built. It was signed off on. Everything was good. I went through, building inspection just like anybody else. And then there's stuff I never got inspected. Like the room above me. I've wired the entire room above me and never got it inspected because, just the way it is. It's just how we roll around here. So, let's see what you guys are typing. And that's and Falcon. That's are you in the UK? That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, we should be able to do our own work in our own house, and then you get the final connection. I'm sure the electrician's probably not happy about it, but there might be a building inspector. In my case, it's a building inspector, not an actual electrician. And it doesn't have to be licensed. The owner of the home could do any work they want. Technically, it just has to be inspected. It has to be permitted and inspected. I guess that's to prevent some hackery going on. But I mean, everybody that's ever done any electric knows, like 12-2, 12-2 wire for 20 amp, and we'll get some 30 amp circuits. You'd have to run 10 gauge wire, and if you have to bury a wire, bury the wire. Bury a direct. I don't know if they have direct burial or not, but we use direct burial, so you don't have to run a conduit. That's pretty good to use. Just make a small trench, put some direct burial, 10 gauge 2, 10 gauge 3 even. Then you'd have your circuit out there, and then you'd have to have like a sub meter put out. You put a sub meter in the shed. Then you want to put that sub meter in, and then don't make any final connections. I guess that would have to be the electrician, and then go run it to the house and run the wire into the house, and you could save yourself a ton of money by doing that stuff yourself. And 200 feet could have gone away with direct, but see, that's the thing too. California. So California's a big pain in the ass. Everybody knows that. But yeah, you ran a conduit because you figured, all right, well, in case I have to upgrade, right? I don't have to dig another line. But in that case, you could have ran direct burial 10-3, and you could have had upgradability there, or 10-4 even. And if it's 100 feet, you could have ran aluminum, I think. I could be wrong, but check your codes. You could run aluminum, especially with a sub-meter, you could run aluminum. It doesn't have to be copper. 100 feet's not that big, that long, but I think any sub-meter you could run aluminum to. And it doesn't have to be copper, which saves you a lot of money, actually. So could have gone away with direct better, but bent conduit. And tell me did you run the conduit and then have to run the lines after you ran the conduit? Isn't that a pain in the ass? Because you got to pull the lines after you run the conduit, and then you have to have pull boxes everywhere, and string in there, and oh man, I hate running wire and conduit. Kind of sucks. But yeah, I ran wire out to the pool, which again I did not get inspected, and it's been 15 years. We seem to be fine. Oh, that was ugly. Needs more flux, Ma. But yeah, I would definitely run my own cabling to my shed. Who's gonna say anything? I mean, just run a direct burial. If somebody says something, you just you rip it up. If no one says anything, then you're fine. Chances are no one's gonna say shit. It's a shed. I mean, unless you got asshole neighbors that call the building department on you. Which, oh man, that was messy too. Yeah, you always got to worry about those asshole neighbors, though. I just reminded myself a good point. You never know who your neighbors are until you do some shit, and then they call on you. So, yeah, now I have this, I don't know how you know me, but yes, I have a repair shop this is my garage. You look over in the far right of the screen, and I'm pulling it around. That's my garage. I just threw a curtain up over it, and yeah, this is my shed. This is technically my shed. Put some shelves up and stuff. And I think it definitely has a shop-like appearance, for sure. Guess I should tin more ports. What the hell? I got them. Nice shop-like appearance, so we could take customers in. And really, this is my pre-tinning ports. I ran out of ports this morning, and I realized that I had to tin more. It's nice just having the ports on hand, available. Oh yeah. That was a mess, man. All I had was a table up there. I have so much more space now. I got all my tables in, and it looks really good. I got my tables up, my shelves up. I feel like I'm not tripping over. I try to clean up as much as I can after the project, and I hang everything up. It's a little messy right now because I've been doing stuff, but yeah, it's definitely better. I feel a lot better about business on a whole, just having it in a space that's customer friendly, where I could take customers in. And if y'all don't have one, you should get yourself a tile. Tiles are great. I love soldering on the tile versus that stupid pad that everybody solders on. Like the tile soaks in heat and it stays hot for you, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, my bedroom was a disaster though. Well, that was like, that office was just outside my bedroom. And, I'd be tripping over stuff at night. So now I just brought down the stuff that's important, and I'll probably throw everything else out because, you could really start building up a lot of stuff. If you haven't touched it in a month, it's probably garbage. I mean, electronics people love to hoard, I guess. But, there's a point where you should call it like, hey, maybe this is maybe I could just buy new. You know what's funny? I'm buying an HDMI port encoder for the board that's in front of you. And I could take it off I tried to take it off of another board and it still doesn't work. But the thing is, how do I know that was good? How do I know anything I have is good? That's why I started to figure out, like, I have parts that are laying around, like south bridges and just different various ports. And I have, the only way to find out if they're good is to install them. It's like, is that really? I don't know, man. I hate installing parts that you don't know if it's good or not, because then if it doesn't work, you're like, oh, I guess it was a bad part. You just never know. Uh-oh. No, that's all I needed, more flux for a second. I don't know what you could see on this, but tinning ports is one of the easier things, obviously, but tin a bunch, and then I don't have to tin them when I'm doing it. It kind of makes sense. Pre-work. I should really turn on a fan. I've been sucking up these fumes now for a couple of days, and I'll tell you, it's really not good for your lungs. You kind of feel it. You feel like at night, I'm like, man, God damn, I can't breathe. It really does impact I'm sure it impacts your health, this stuff. I was watching a video today, as a matter of fact, and it was about a guy talking about brake fluid and how brake cleaner, sorry. And he was using low VOC, which is better brake cleaner than normal brake cleaner. But he was saying how, these guys at these shops are using it, and they're getting like brain fog and all this other crap that goes along with using chemicals that are ultimately bad for you. And these mechanics are getting weird type of diseases at early ages. And that's just probably from the stuff that they inhale. And the shops, they don't give a shit. Shops do. They're like, as long as they're making money, they could care less. And you go through so many shops. You go through so many shops. Sorry, I got distracted here. You go through so many shops as a mechanic that that there's no one to blame. You've probably, if you're a mechanic, you've gone through 3 or 4 or 5 shops. And You know, you've probably throughout your career, you never stay at any shop as a mechanic, and you never get paid the right amount. You never get paid well enough to stay at any place, and you're constantly sucking in either brake cleaner or exhaust fumes or just, you're getting that oil shit on your hands, brake fluid. All that stuff is toxic, So, mechanics definitely do not have it easy. I feel bad for them, but see, that's another thing. I work on my own car anyway. So I rarely come across something I can't handle. The last time I had a fan, I needed a serpentine belt, and I was lazy, and I went to a shop, and I paid $600 for a serpentine belt to get done on my minivan. And I'm like, this is why I work on my own car. This is the exact reason. Because that would have only ran me, that whole job would have only ran me like $250, $300 to do it myself. So I don't know. There's a nice little savings when you know how to do stuff. I mean, I'm probably doing this because of, not only because I saw an opportunity, but it's just because I started to do crap on computers, basically for myself, and I realized that I could probably make some money. It's like my favorite pastime is making money. I can't think of a hobby that I do that would not make me something in the long run. I know there's guys out there like do cars and all this other stuff, do figures. I know a guy who does like little tiny figures, with the scope and the people that 3D print or whatever. They're not making any money on it. They're just doing it to enjoy, because it's enjoyable. And I could probably say this, I probably do this because I enjoy it. But the truth is, I like the making money part more than I do the actual work part. Sounds stupid, but making money is pretty fun. No? Tugging. I think making money is fun. It's a pastime. So that's it with that. Let's see. Pop this phone out. Oh. And now I have to clean up, granted, but it's pretty nice. Like if you come in, right? I'll give you the tour, right? So I got a little sign out there, right? A little Ring doorbell, and so you come in. You got to pass the refrigerator, which I don't love, but you come into my little spot here, and I take the customer, take the console in, and whatever, and then I have a little space to come around. That's my little uncomfortable seat. And then I got the streaming stuff over there. And, my work spot over here. So I basically work on this area here, and everything will get cleaned up. Just right now it's a little messy. But I like it. Now, if I get customers, that's another thing. But I do love it. I do love the setup. I have a lot of desk space, and I enjoy it. And I know I don't have a fume extractor yet, but I do have. I gotta grab this thing again. Could set up another camera, but so I have this thing here that I could turn on, and it blows across the desk. But I haven't really haven't figured out what I'm going to do for a fume extractor yet. because I would have to pop a hole in them. I don't really want to pop a hole in the house, so I think what I'm going to do is I might just blow it into the other part of the garage, which is over here, which is a total disaster, and I have to work on that, but I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for that yet. But that's a future me problem. That is a future me problem, for sure. This thing I've been working on for weeks. I'm sick of it. I want to give up on it, but I don't have the heart to give up on it. Changed every component in the entire planet on it. I should probably just clean up a little bit while I'm talking to you. Yeah, I don't have the heart to give up on it because I feel like it can be fixed. But every freaking item, I keep changing parts on it. And like I said, I changed an HDMI. I changed the SSD controller, and then that led me to another problem. And then I think I had a bad SSD controller. So I had to change it with another SSD controller, and I went back to the original problem. And then I went from the original problem back to a HDMI, where it gave me an HDMI error, and I'm like, oh, maybe I have a bad HDMI. And I changed the HDMI, and you went back to the original problem, it's kind of annoying. And then at one point I had a DDR4 error, and then I changed the DDR4, and that error went away, and it just seems like I keep changing parts. Man, that camera is cheap as fuck. The one that takes a picture of me over there, that camera is totally cheap. But that was all I was doing. It was just tinning ports. I didn't have any real work to do. Tinning ports and cleaning up my desk. Nothing important. That's why I literally put tinning ports. I didn't think any people would actually join. But Andy was streaming something. At least he has some work to stream. Me, I just tinning ports. Actually, even when I get HDMI ports, I don't like to. Sorry. Yeah, I don't like to stream it because it's so freaking boring. HDMI ports are. What you're going to stream an HDMI port all the time? That's really all I do at this point. It's definitely what pays the bills. And now I have this shop. I definitely have to make money. It's not like a want anymore. It's like I have to pay for the heat coming out of here. I have to make it useful. Otherwise you just have a useless space, and that doesn't really make sense. So once I made the space, I kind of have to use it, right? Imagine my wife would probably freak out if I just had a space and I never used it at all. It didn't generate any income at all. It just sat here, and I think she'd probably want to take it over for her hobbies. This will become like a stained glass shop rather than electronics repair. And I also like to play CSGO. I've been playing so much goddamn CSGO, I can't even tell you. That's on my box. I've been playing it on my Steam box, literal box. I'm sure you've all seen the Steam box. It's great. Yeah. More parts that I have no. Do I throw all these parts out that I'm not sure if they're good or bad? Or do I just put them back in the box? That's the question. I keep hearing my phone go off. Andy, do your own work, man. Please. Go run a cable to you. Actually, you could probably run a pretty decent extension cord out to your garage and not like bury it, but like just kind of make it on the side and put it in the conduit, like in a pipe. It might be a good idea for you if you did that. You might be able to get away with something like that. Put like a very thick extension cord. Because I'm sure what you were using is probably junk, especially for the distance that you were trying to use. What are you using, by the way? I was kind of curious about that. What kind of extension cord were you using? Were you using like an outdoor rated? Were you using like did it have like an amperage rating on it, or did it not? Like, tell us what you were using, please. I'm curious. Like, were you trying to get away with like using one of those household cords from like Dollar General to run your shop? Because you got to realize that, you start adding up the amperage on the stuff that you're using, especially stuff with coils and hot air in it. Like between the hot air station and between these two items, hot air station running at the same time as your meter, that's what is the hot air station? It's got to be like 4 or 5 amps, right? And then soldering station's probably another 3 or 4. What does this say? I don't have a rating on it. Do I have a rating? Okay, so it says 2 amps. That's 2 amps. So I have a 20 amp circuit here. That's 2 amps, and that's probably 3 or 4 amps, right? So that's like half. It's a pretty good chunk of the circuit right there. And then you throw a heater on it as well. That had to be insane. I mean, you have a different scenario than I have. You have 220, so you're using half the amperage, but yeah. Reset switch, don't know why it didn't fail. What was it? Like, can we look at it? Like, can we look at what you were using? Do we have a link? Can I post a link to what you were trying to use? Because I'm so curious on. And you were probably using something that was subpar as far as what it was plugged into, like one of the 5, like you had a 5 power strip or something. Like I have that over there. I don't know if you can see it, but that over there, that's a pretty good power strip. I don't know if you have something like that. I'm getting a call. 1 second. I'm Brandon. Dave speaking. Yes, I can hear you. Oh yeah. I gave up on you. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I gotta see. I think we're getting like high winds and stuff. I gotta check the weather. Not that it matters. I'll drive in the rain, but if I could avoid it. Um, mhm. Yeah. you should just stop by. You could have stopped by at any time. I'm saying, but you're going to New York, you're passing Stroudsburg. Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, you could have. Yeah. Right. So what would you like me to do? You want me to, like, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, like Blakesley? Blakesley? Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever you want, I could do that. When do you want to do that? Today? What time is it now? 3 o'clock. I could probably do like 5:30, if that's okay. You know, that's yeah. So just let me know if something comes up. This way I don't have to go. All right. All right. Yeah, you got it. You got it. All right, I'll catch you. Bye. Why didn't the fucking people don't say goodbye? Goodbye. It's 2 fucking words. God, makes me mad. This is all right. This is what you do when you're on a call. You say hello. That's the first step, and then at the end you say goodbye. It's not that hard. Fucking kids, all day, every day. They don't. I don't get it. 2 fucking words. You want to piss me off? Don't say those 2 words. All right, so you had a PC under it. PC is like 2 amps, or not even. PC's like 250 watts. Usually on the high, you run 600 watts, but that's only while you're gaming. So 600 watts on 220 is like, what is that? 1.5 amps or something like that. I don't love the guy, so I'm not going to say I love you. But goodbye would help. Just a simple word. And there's a guy who is such a pain in the ass. Because he's like, oh, I got a PS5 that has no picture and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I'll buy it. And like for a little over a week now, he keeps calling me. Oh, I got this going on. I got that going on. And I'm like, I really don't give a shit about your life. Like, just tell me you want to, you tell me a time and a place you want me to pick it up. Otherwise, I don't really care about your personal stories and all this other. I don't care. I'm just a guy trying to get a freaking, probably a useless PS5 that will never fucking work again. And I'm the sucker that's going to buy it. Probably. That's probably the case. So. Cable around these. You have all the cable around. See, that's another thing. You're going to lose amperage on the watt. Like if it's a 150-foot roll of cord, you're going to lose a lot of power that you would have had if it was a shorter run. So you'd have to make up for that sizing to be a thicker cable. So if you have let's just say, for example, you have a 100-foot extension cord, which is a gigantic extension cord, by the way. If you have 100 feet and it's rated at 12 amps, you're plugging it into a 15 amp circuit. I mean, there's a lot of variables there that are not good. You know, I think you gotta take into account the sizing. That's what she said for that cable. So you got to get like a really thick. You got to get a really thick cable if you're going to run it that amount of distance. And I'm sure and then you got to plug it into something that is 20 amps, and you might as well plug it into something that's 20 amps and GFCI. This way you don't have to worry about zapping yourself out there. So like a washroom plug, or yeah, what else would be GFCI? You'd have to run it into something that's, I mean, you could even get a plug, and you could get a GFCI extension cord, plug it into a regular plug, and then you have a GFCI on the other side. That might not be a bad idea. And that's the way I would go. If I had no choice and I didn't want to pay for an electrician, I'd buy the thickest extension cord I could possibly get, and then hook that up to a GFCI. So that way, if you're ever standing in a puddle, you won't zap yourself to death. So I think that's the way I would go right there. I don't know how you're doing it. It's kind of pointless that I have this. I might as well just make this bigger at this point, since there's nothing really going on over there. Hi. So let's see. Water being a concern, GFCI is a must. I agree wholeheartedly. I think if you're going to run, especially a shed or somewhere where it's running, if it's running through water, right? Like if it's running from your house to outside, it's going to be wet. Maybe maybe a mouse eats through a little part of the cable, whatever. Now it's wet. I would much rather have a GFCI protected than not. So, yeah. And like I said, just get the thickest possible cord you can get. And then, for these multi-plugs, you got to get a really quality multi-plug. And it might be even better, it might even be better to get like one of those battery backups for your computer. That way, if something ever happens, it won't click off like that. And then you have the battery backup plugs for stuff like BIOS updates and whatnot. Like that's, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I used to work on a lot of computers, so I would always be nervous during a BIOS update, because that's the one thing that could kill your motherboard, right? You could brick your motherboard during a BIOS update. And every time I updated a BIOS, I'd be sweating, So, a little home maintenance here. So far, it looks good. I love when I clean up. When you clean up your house, it's your shop. It's a good feeling. Yeah, I don't know what's available on the market out there for extension cords, but I'd imagine you probably have the same type of options we have here, where you could look for specific items. I would look for 10.2 or 10.3 extension cord, something that's rated for 30 amps, something construction rated, something with the GFCI on the end of it. Oh, now, well, yes, true. But who wants to take out a BIOS to program it? I mean, if you have a choice. But yeah, now I guess I'm better off. I didn't know shit about electronics back then. I mean, I knew like a thing or two, but I didn't know how to. Certainly, didn't know how to change anything. I didn't change a IC or whatever, or change a BIOS, or take out a BIOS and program it. Didn't know any of that. Yeah, now's a lot better times. But I guess it's kind of wasted on, if all you do is HDMI ports. But I don't want to get into anything that serious, because it takes time, and time is money, right? So you don't want to. I see like a lot of guys, they don't even charge for attempts. Like, Ace doesn't charge unless he fixes it, right? But what about all that time he spends? I don't know. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Like you want to get paid for the time you put in. Especially, I had a customer yesterday that came in, and she had her PS5 that was turning off after 3 minutes. And I know what you're all going to say, right? You're all going to say, oh, it's got to be an overheating problem, right? Well, it was brand new, and it would actually, you could turn it on and leave it on for several hours with just the regular, just the splash screen or whatever, just the menus. And she has this Square Trade. Yeah, Square Trade is the people who she bought the insurance from. So it went to them once, and they cleaned it, which I guess makes sense. But it's a brand new machine, so you got to be thinking like, it's brand new. You go in to clean it, and it looks brand new inside still. And you go to do the thermal paste or the liquid metal, and it probably looks good. And you're like, it looks like that. It looks good. Like, you got to think to yourself as a technician, well, why am I doing it? There's got to be something else going on. But they don't. They just sent it back to her. We cleaned it. Everything is good. Sure enough, she gets it back, and she goes to play. 3 minutes later, it's no screen again. So she sent it back to them. And what they did was, they said, we left it on for several hours and couldn't get it to do that, couldn't get it to reset. What it would do is shut off, and then you wouldn't be able to do anything again until you pulled the plug and put the plug back in. I think just by the way it acts, it's probably a power supply. But she paid the extra for the Square Trade insurance. She should be able to get it fixed. So they send it back to her, and now fast forward. Now this was November. Now it's mid-December, and she's got, of course, she's still got the problem because it's obviously it's still broken, and she comes here with it. And she wants like an itemized receipt. And I told her, I denied the job because I'm not really going to be able to fix it. I might be able to fix it. I might, it's a PS Slim, so I don't have an extra power supplies laying around. I have a lot of the FD400 and the older fat models. I have a lot of those power supplies, but I don't have any new ones. So I tell her, so I really think you should send it back to the people who are supposed to fix it, or they should replace it. That's what they should do. They should at least replace it, because it definitely should be under some type of warranty. There's no, I didn't want to touch it. Basically, I hate to do that. But I didn't want to touch it because, and then as soon as I open it and start changing stuff, now it's my problem. So I don't know. Maybe, I felt a little weird about not touching it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys feel differently. I don't know. My son was like, "Why don't you just do it?" And I'm like, "Well, Weird Al, my son." And I said, all the scenarios that I could run through were like, I would touch it, and then now I can't fix it, and I gotta spend all the time and effort into it, and do you charge them for not being able to fix it? And then at least I got to charge them for a power supply, because I'm kind of thinking that's what it is. And if it's not the power supply, now I spent I think it's $75 or $80 for one of those slim power supplies. So I just said, I'm sorry. I don't really want to touch it. I just kind of denied it. I'm reading some of your comments, by the way, because I know I've been kind of skipping on them. You have to be the Falcon, yes, run conduit. Ruggers, hello, sir. You can find similar. So what would you have done in that situation? Would you have done something different? Would you have took that console in and started working on it? What exactly would you guys have done that I did different, that was different? That's what I'm curious about. Now keep in mind the age of this friggin' thing. It couldn't have been more than 2 months old, 3 months old. I don't even know why it was here. Obviously, PlayStation should have been handling that fix. But I guess because she had Square Trade, she had that aftermarket bullshit from Amazon. I guess now they decided that those are the people responsible for it. But like I said, I didn't really want to touch it. And I did test it to see if it did that. And I turned on that stupid Astro game. And sure enough, after 3 minutes, just cut off. So she was 100% correct. There is a problem. But it's not a problem that I really want to be responsible for at this point. Oh, Andy sent the power. Let's visit. Let me see what this thing is. And you ran this hunk of crap. What's 25 meters? That's like 100 feet-ish. Let me send it to. Can I send it? Oh yeah, I can send it. Hold on. Let me send this to the chat. I mean, it seems pretty cheap, I'm not going to lie. That's what Andy ran for his shop. Let's read the stats on it. I guess you had the 25 meter one, right? And let's see, does it say the amperage it holds, or you just pretty much... It's made by Daewoo, so that's quality right there. And I guess you paid about 20 pounds for it. Does that make sense? Product specifications. All right, his product specifications are... They really don't give you much on the way of amperage, do they? Like I would suspect that... Does anybody see anything? I don't see anything as far as amperage goes on that thing. Does it seem thick? Because I can't tell by the way. I mean, it seems like a really thin ass. Oh, here, I could read the thing maybe. Can I read the... Oh, it says, okay, so it says max current fully wound, 5 amps, 1200 watts. And max current fully unwound is 13 amps, 3120 watts. So, and it was unwound worms. So, 1320 watts. But I mean, a hairdryer is like 1500 watts, right? So am I wrong? So that's way, I mean, that thing was probably getting hot. I'd be curious to look at it under the thermal camera, because like I said, a hairdryer is like 1500 watts. Some of them on 2000 watts. I think you fixed the hairdryer once. So yeah, that's 1320 doesn't seem like a lot. But what would that be? That would be about 2500-ish in America, because it's half the voltage and double the amps, some shit like that. I'm not that smart. So it'd be like 2,000, 2,600 watts. I mean, it sounds so good. It sounds like it looks thin though. It looks very thin. I don't think I would trust that thing. Plus you had the heater on it and stuff. So yeah, I don't think that's too good. Safety costs more than 20 pounds. No truer words were ever said. Safety costs more than 20 pounds. That's pretty funny. So yeah, back to the story about the lady with the stupid PS5. I did type her an email, and I put what was wrong, what I felt was wrong with it, and I sent her the email. And maybe she could bring that to somebody, like as if my word actually matters. But at least I do have a website, and you can, and it was something better rather than nothing, because I kind of felt bad about the whole situation. I was just blowing her off and sending her on her way. But I mean, what else can you do? Why don't I just do this? If I'm gonna, this doesn't make sense. Why don't I take this and this shitty camera? Is this a shitty camera or is this overhead? What's my camera here? And take this little guy and put it here. And then I could have took this and I could have put it like this and been like, yeah, this would be better, no? Now I could see if you could see me though. Chicka 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 cha. There you go. Anybody that doesn't like this thing is out of their minds. Oh, wait a minute. I got one thing to say. I know it's important. That Russie is the best. Russie Russ is the best. I mean, I said that. Russie Russ is the best. There you go. I said it. So, yeah, this is I'm sure you all saw my Steam machine, but this is it's pretty crude, but it works really well. I love it. It's been awesome for me. When I'm bored, I just go ahead and play CS:GO. And I'm firing it up right now, as a matter of fact. Look at this. Look how awesome that is. Now, if I could get like a 3D printer, right? Maybe take it and like have a smaller power supply, and then maybe a little bit more room to 3D print this thing. I think this would be really pretty awesome. It's actually stable the way it is, which is amazing. Like I could actually turn it upside down. So I just leave it on my desk like this, so no one says anything about it. It'll just look like a package ready to go out. There you go. That's perfect right there. Dude, it's freaking, look, it works. Like I could totally play I could totally play Steam games on it. It's freaking fantastic. And I think I tried to figure out the other day what I had into it. So, I mean, the fans, I really can't put a price on the fans because I had them laying around. So basically for free. The power supply I had laying around, so also basically free. The card was about I think I paid $90 at the time because they weren't too popular back then. And the cardboard box I didn't, was $900. So, the cardboard box is definitely the most expensive thing on this build here. Um, yeah, $900, cardboard box. Guess I could point the camera this way. The new PS6, the new Steam machine. I think these are running now like $130 ish. So, and let's see, doing wire management. Oh, if I open this box, you got to see the wire management. It's great. My shop PC is it's kind of an old build. I could show you. I don't know what you could see, but it's down there. It's kind of it's actually a 2990 Ryzen Threadripper in there with a 1070 Ti. I mean, I probably could have just played CSGO on that, but I'd much rather play on this guy right here. You know, I guess just for novelty. Does that kind of make sense? You know, the fact that you could play anything on this thing is just blows my mind. Blows my mind completely. I had to end up having a fight in the stupid Discord that supports on the BC-250 Discord. I said, well, you know, for the money that you pay for this thing, you could probably just get yourself like a 2060 Super and a Z440, right? Which is that has a built-in. So the Z440, and you could use registered RAM, registered DIMM. So that RAM is pretty cheap, even still, right? And you can get 32 gigs of that for like, I think like $40 or $50, and you can get the Z440. I think altogether in the Z440 package, you'd be into it for like $175 to $200 with the Z440, the CPU, the RAM, and then you'd have to buy the video card. So you'd be into it for another maybe, like all in, you'd be into it for like $350 because it has a 700 watt built-in power supply. Yeah, it does have a 700 watt built-in power supply, so it will handle larger cards. So you could even put like, I don't know, what's a good equivalent for a 2060 Super, like a 5700 XT or something, maybe a 6700 XT, and then you could be gaming for like $300. And I guess I just tried to say, like, you know, by the time you're done with this and you get the card, is it, you know, which is, you probably have a better time with the Z440 because you could put Windows on it. And, you know, this one you have to use Bazite, and you know, a lot of people aren't really Linux comfortable. And as far as I know, you can't run anti-cheat on it, so you're very limited on what you could do. So I think a Z440 would be definitely a better, you know, the Z440 as for a gaming PC. I think you'd be better off, in my opinion. And I even forgot what the guy's problem was. He was very like pretty much an asshole about the whole thing. Like, oh, 2660 Super is a fucking piece of garbage and this and that. And I'm like, are we comparing it to a cardboard box right now? Because the 26, like if I had a choice, somebody said, here, you could have this BC-250 or a 2660 with the Z440 and run Windows and not be like, you know, not be so tied into this whole Linux ecosystem, and you could run like actual games. I think I would just go with the Z440. Like I think if I had the choice, or if, you know, if I had no choice, this or that, I would go for that. There's a Windows box, because, you know, like I said, not everybody's comfortable with running Linux. So I don't have anything to fix. This is just a fucking chill out. I'm just showing you around my shop and, you know, just hanging out, basically. Talking about things that go on. Nothing to fix. I'm not like you, Ace. I don't have customers. People. I did have somebody supposed to come, but there's like a bad storm going on outside, so I don't know who's coming and who's not. But somebody was supposed to come with an Xbox Series X, and one was supposed to come by with a PS5 to clean. So I, yeah, Ace does ruin the fun. So those two were supposed to come in, but they never did. And then my regular work has nothing for me today, so I've just been sitting around all day. I was playing CSGO earlier, but I said, I'm really wasting a lot of time playing a game that I suck at. You guys want to see me suck at CSGO? I could stream that. I could certainly do that. Like, I'm really bad at it. It's like terrible. I could certainly stream CSGO for you. Show you that mess that I do. It's up to you. It's up to you. You do want to see me? I was hoping you would say no. But Squish is the only admin here, so gotta do what Squish says. Let me just figure out how to set it up here. I think I gotta take this and put it in this guy, right? Input, and then take my output. I had it set up earlier, so I know it will work. I had it set up yesterday. I was going to stream like yesterday. I had this disaster yesterday, and I was trying to stream like how to build the BC250 and make it good and working, but I just having a bad time. So I just deleted it. Let's see. There we go. Is that better? You can see that now. Should I add? I should probably add a capture device, right? Display capture? Not display capture. Sorry. Should I add like a Droid Cam OBS? Maybe? Yeah, let's try that. Oh shoot, I need the IP. 2.168.86. Oh, it's something or other. I forgot what the IP was. 89. All right. 89. 89. Activate. Something's not working. I wonder if I have to deactivate the other one to activate this one. I'm not the best when it comes to the streaming deal. Let's see. Deactivate. Yeah, I'm not sure. Seems like it should work. One 168.86.89, right? I'm gonna check. 86.89. All right. Seems like it should work, but it's not. Use Wi-Fi. Activate. Okay. Well, if it starts working, let me know. But in the meantime, this works. How come this works and the other one doesn't? Droid Cam OBS. Properties. 86.111. Overhead? Is that this one? No. I don't know which one's which. Let's say. Yeah, that's the one. All right. I don't know why it doesn't work. But what if I add a video capture device and use the shitty camera, maybe? That doesn't work either. Ah, I suck at this. No? Yes? No? Try cam. I can't even get the video capture device to work. I don't know why. I guess that's a future me problem. But now I can't see you guys. Wait a minute. Let me go back to that. All right. So I don't know how to operate the camera to get the camera back, but the only thing I could do is play. I don't know why I can't put a camera in to see myself. It doesn't make sense to me. I got to be doing something wrong. Deactivate, activate. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just play. I'm going to show you how terrible a 53-year-old man is when he plays CSGO. It's going to be short-lived, though. I think I have stuff to do. But we shall see. All right, here we go. Here we go. I hope it's just a bunch of bots, because I'm pretty terrible. I don't know how it's coming out there, but my first death is going to be a horrible one. Oh, good. That was just practice, thankfully. Wait till you see I get like a scoped weapon. It's pretty. Oh, God damn it. Come on. Oh, my God. That was a bot. Oh, something. I just can't get the aim down. Oh, you thought you were going to come and get me. Oh, God. These are all bots. As soon as I come up against a real player, it's usually pretty bad. Oh, God. Who's shooting me? Oh, from behind. So I just see oh, you don't see me. Oh, sorry, man. I thought you were watching my game. Sorry, man. Why isn't that working now, too? Deactivate, activate. That's okay. Now you got me right. Sorry, man. Sorry, brothers. All right, now you get to see how terrible I am. You guys should come find me. That's what you should do. I hear somebody getting shot. Oh. I'm more of like just a guy who likes to come in and gun. Like I don't have any freaking finesse whatsoever. I just shoot. And I suck bad at. Oh, God. Thankfully, that was a bot. Oh, wait, now you still can't see me? You can see me, right? Okay, you definitely can see me. You see my horribleness. It's great. I wasn't even close to the person I was just shooting. Like, Jesus. I think my mouse is kind of screwed up too. Oh God. I probably shouldn't have took away my weapon there. Oh God, you fuck. Didn't even spawn yet, bastard. So yeah, that sounds pretty terrible, but whatever. It's because I have no, hey, fuck you, chicken. I'll wait till this guy dies. Oh. I know I should have turned around and shot the other guy, but I just wanted at least one kill. Oh God. I'm going to sneak up on him. No, I'm not going to sneak up on anybody. God damn it. I have no finesse whatsoever. Oh my God. I'm the worst with scoped weapons. Come on, stick your head out. Oh, there's a highlight reel right there. A bot killing highlight reel. Ah, you fuck. I'm a bot killing hero. Oh, so this is always pretty bad. Come on, no, not my fucking mouse. I know what you're going to say. I shouldn't have did that, but my mouse screwed up, so I had no choice. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, man, God damn it. And if I was playing against real players, I'd be so dead, like, every single time. There you go. No scope. No scope. Ah, I'm so terrible. It's like I can't seem to get. Oh yeah, because my mouse is making, like if I hit it a certain way, my knife will come out. I have no idea why. So that's why you might see my knife pop out for no reason whatsoever. That's the reason why. Good times. Where is everybody? Should I reload? Should I reload? No, you don't get points for chickens. Oh God. Ugh. Probably shouldn't have wasted those ammo on chickens. I don't even bother shooting at that guy because I'm not going to get him anyway. I'm just not that good. Where in the hell is everybody? God dang it. Now I have this crappy shotgun. You guys hear this thing too, or is it just gameplay? Come on, no, no. God damn it. Scope weapon. Holy shit, that was good. Lucky. They should put a dot on my screen, because that's probably would be better than. Took me 3 shots to kill that guy because I didn't want to scope. You... Oh God. Oh, God damn it. It's exciting, isn't it? Seeing an old man play. Oh God, see? That's what I'm saying about my stupid knife. Comes out at the wrongest. I love when they start shooting at you before they. Ooh, shit. Headshot. They start shooting at you before you actually spawn. It's like. Oh my God, how bad is that? If I'm not like. Oh, that's a real guy, that's why. I can't even beat a bot. It's pretty bad. I can't even beat a bunch of bots. And that knife coming out doesn't really help me too good either. I tried cleaning it, the mouse. But it's one of the, I don't know. I guess it's just hitting buttons all by itself. Whee! All right. I just hit the wrong button. Yeah. I suck. God damn it. That's a real player. Now they're talking shit on here too. God damn. That guy's killing the shit out of me. The real guy. Oh, see my freaking weapon come out again. Why did I keep going up? Pretty stupid. Isn't that where he was coming out of? Now I gotta no-scope people. God, it sucks so bad. I hate this weapon sucks too. Might as well just use a freaking handgun. Oh yeah, that's nice. Hey, I finally got him. Stupid asshole. Oh, from behind, stupid guy. I'd be happy if I could just get that one person that's not a bot. Fuck it. Probably should aim a little higher, huh? I don't think I need that. Ah, you guys caught me fucking camping out. I feel like I'm about to get shot as soon as I am. Oh, I hit a guy right. All right, why is he not killing me? I was trying to figure out. I tried. Oh. Why is it that I can't headshot anybody? Or I feel like I can't headshot anybody? It's just suckage. Uh-oh. Motherfucker. Spraying and praying doesn't really help. How's it going?
All right.
Not bad. Playing games.
Oh, what you playing?
Counter-Strike. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, sir.
Google if you can, but I appreciate it.
Oh, definitely. A review.
Thank you, man.
You were quick.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Catch you later. All right. I'm back. I'm only good close quarters. That guy reeked of weed. Holy crap. God, it sucks so bad. Oh, I did get him. A little shot. A little no scoping. Everybody that comes in lately is freaking reeked of weed. I got the Febreze every time somebody leaves just to get the weed stink out. Lucky chicken. I can't even get the bots. I can't even beat a bot. Shit. This is why I don't play video games. I totally suck at them. Look at that, I fucking wasn't even on. Oh shit. Did I just headshot that guy? Oh god. Should have waited. Bots are kicking my ass. All right. Yeah. Bot wins. I was like 20 for 22. That's why you don't play video games. All right, I'm done with this. I freaking hate video games. Love them and hate them at the same time. I wonder why I couldn't get my capture device working though. Change the scene. All right, everybody. Been a pleasure. Have a good one. I'll catch you later. Glad you could watch me suck at video games. That was fun.